Hi guys, and welcome to the unboxing video of this amazing lens. In fact, it was so amazing, this Nikkor 18 to 35mm, that I tried it out and then realized I should have done a video to show you guys. So here is my unboxing video after I repackaged it back up. In this video, however, though, I'm just showing you the box, how lovely it is. It's an f3.5 to 4.5 GED variant. This particular lens is going to be used primarily for architectural and landscaping. Hence, it's mainly going to be spending most of its life on a tripod. Therefore, part of my decision-making process when buying this lens was the fact I didn't need vibration reduction, because if you put that on a tripod whilst doing landscapes, it actually makes the image a lot worse. The lens comes complete with all the bumps you would expect, all the warranty literature, and the basic operational controls of the lens itself. Quite brief, quite basic, and I haven't spent much time looking at these ever, to be quite honest with you. It comes sealed in this lovely sort of space agey sort of packaging. This is what you expect to see when you open the box. It protects the lens. It's actually very good, and apparently it's quite biodegradable. Here is a picture of the sock that comes with it, which is absolutely lousy. I didn't include this in the repackaging of this unboxing video because it really isn't worth it. I really wouldn't bother with it. It's a token gesture, I would say. The initial impressions when unpackaging this lens are pretty good. For those of you who are observant and have a keen eye, you might have noticed I've already attached a Hoya filter to this. This is an extra protection for the lens, as it gives it much better weather sealing, as you'll see in a little bit later. It's semi-sealed, as you can see, but I like to put a UV filter on most of my lenses because it gives a little bit of extra protection. The lens hood feels good quality and clicks in the off or on position in a really solid sort of manner. It feels a lot better made than the 2 to 500mm lens you can get from Nikon. I've done a previous review on that one, and the lens hood doesn't feel very good at all. Just while I'm rambling, I've just got these scales out. I'm just going to see how much this thing weighs. Let's place your bets, see how much it does weigh. There you go, 464 grams. I was guesstimating about 500 grams. That's what it felt like, about half a kilo. I'm just going to take the caps off because that might have some bearing on it. Probably slightly less, probably about 20 less, I guess, maybe 15. Let's have a look. I know it's a bit less again, so nearly 30 grams less, just over 33 grams less. So not too bad at all. The overall condition when you feel the lens and you handle it and start to play with it, including the lens hood, as I mentioned before, it feels pretty good. And I think for what you're getting, you're actually getting a lot of good value for money. I know on eBay you can pick them up for about £300 to £600, but I would probably err on the side of caution with that. I'd buy a brand new version of this one to ensure you get the best possible quality that this lens can actually deliver. 18 to 35mm ring zooms out beautifully. It is semi-internal movement, if you like, because it's shielded. That's why I put the lens filter on the end of it, so if there is any water ingress, it's unlikely to actually damage the lens. It just makes it better again for that sort of weather sealing. Talking of weather sealing and quality, it's good to look at the end of these lenses to make sure they've got a metal mount. This does, and it actually has a rubber ring on the inside, yet outer element of this metal ring. This will also help make it have a nice snug fit against the camera so you can use it in the rain. In the past, I used to do a lot of landscape photography, and massive prints at that too, ranging at about 8 foot across. Now, I was looking at the 14 to 24, but that's £2,000, and also the next version up from this particular lens, which is the f4 version with vibration reduction, and that's about another £500 dearer again. So I thought I'd pitch myself into this one because I was amazed at the quality and the overall build quality per pound you're paying for this. It's actually pretty good, and you get a lot of bang for your buck with this lens. For what this lens can do and what you're paying for it, it's actually very, very handy. It's very practical, especially if you're going for long heights, because if you take the 14 to 24, it's at least another 1.1 kilo heavier again, and it's quite significant in size. Less manageable. This is perfect, certainly for me at the moment. I know there's probably a lot of you purists out there who probably think, oh, I shouldn't go for a variable aperture. Well, in my experience, that means nothing. I've used Rolleiflexes and Hasselblads before with variable apertures with different lenses, and it's made no difference. It just means it's more flexible and it's cheaper for the consumer to buy. Talking of affordability, Nikon appears to be moving a lot of its manufacturing over towards China. This helps us as a consumer, but will it keep with the quality? Well, for at the moment, it appears so. The quality's still been pretty high. Let's hope it still remains as high as it was in Japan. For a lens that only has rubber, plastic, and a few elements of metal, and of course glass for the lens, It actually feels pretty good. I'm used to high quality stuff on the f1.4s to 2.8 and so forth, even the 400 2.8, and you can't really compare it to those full metal made constructions, but it does feel pretty good. As it clicks on the camera, there's a definite click to this too. I've attached this to my lovely D3. I absolutely love this camera, and absolutely it suits this lens, or vice versa. Perfectly sized and very manageable, and just makes you want to carry it around and take it anywhere. Talking of which, let's measure this. Well, it's just over 8 inches or 20 centimeters or so, including the hood from tip to toe. And if we take the hood off, it's about another inch less than that, so it's about 7 inches or 18 centimeters. The focusing dial at the front feels okay. It's nice and snug, a little bit of resistance there, but that's a good thing in my opinion. And the same with the zoom dial, so there won't be any creeping involved here. It feels nice in the hand. Overall quality feels very, very good for what you're paying for this. I will certainly be making a follow-up video to this lens so you can see firsthand what it's like to be using it in the field or mountain or wherever I'm going to be using it. So you'll see firsthand what the images look like and indeed be able to make your minds up whether you want it or not. But from what I've seen so far and what you've seen, it's excellent.